What's up, everybody? Anthony here, specialtymotorcars.net, and you saw that thumbnail right. Another Brougham here behind me looking for a home. This case is a 1992 Cadillac Brougham, a gorgeous one-owner example. I'm super excited to show you here on the channel. We're going to do a full walk around of this car, outside, inside, take it for a spin. I'm going to point out any little blemishes with my little pointer finger here. And take it for a ride back to the shop. I'll put it in the air, show you the bottom side, tell you all the things that I've done to this car to service it, to bring it up to date, to get it ready for you, the next caretaker. Let's get into it. You want sweetheart? And here she is, a beautiful 1992, last year of this iconic body style. This 1992 Cadillac has been lovingly cared for, lovingly owned, cherished its entire life. One owner car, always living in the Chicago area, out of Homer Glen, Illinois, is where this car came to me. And I bought this car back in late 23. I've put about 600 miles on it in the time that I've had it, but I had to get this car back up to my standards. This car is a one-owner car. The husband of in the couple here, Robert Frazier, and his wife Margaret bought this car brand new. The husband ultimately passed away in 2016. Unfortunately, at the age of 87, his wife lived till 2022 at the age of 89, and they, unfortunately, like a lot of stories I get with cars and estates, the wife died in late 22. By early 23, the kids had kicked this car out of the garage, got rid of it. I acquired the car. They got the house on the market. They just wanted off of it. And I see it a lot with estates and estate sales that the kids really only care about the house because the house is the big dollar item. So this car, they actually donated this car to a charity, and the charity sent it to a dealer-only auction where I bought the car from. The car ran and drove when I got it, but you could tell the car had been off the road for some time. I want to say this car has been fairly idle since around 2010, 2012. So the car needed updating. I did a lot of stuff to this car, a lot of stuff that probably wasn't necessary, but just a lot of stuff to get this car back up to snuff. It's a beautiful color combination, Cotillion white with the silver cladding on the bottom. What really sets this car off is that blue canvas top on this car. Now, you don't typically see these aftermarket E&G tops on these 1992 Broughams or even the 80s Broughams, because these cars came factory from GM with a vinyl top. So someone really had to go out of their way to say, yeah, let's take and either remove the vinyl or let's add, on top of it. Sometimes they did it right over the top. This is one of those shell tops by E&G. It gives it a real unique look because it covers those quarter windows. But going back to me getting this car, gorgeous condition. I mean, you can see beautiful condition, but the car needed a lot of updating just from deferred maintenance of not being used. We did tires, wheel cylinders, brake shoes, shocks, fuel pump, filters, flushed the coolant. We did a starter in this car, battery, plugs, wires, cap, ignition coil, all that stuff. Even as far as doing timing chain, which wasn't necessary. This car, when I got it all sorted out, it still had a little bit of a skip to it, and I thought it was the chains. My mechanic said, no, I don't think it's the chains. I said, just do the chains. I think it's the chains. Why I said that? Because you could hear when this car idled, once it warmed up, you could hear almost like a little bit of chain clatter. So I said, it's got to be the chains, just knocking the timing off just a little bit. Well, we did the chains. There was a little bit, of play there, but nothing that would send it, any red flags. Ended up being the intake gasket was the issue for my slight miss. So we had the intake gasket done. So we did everything in this car. So she is ready to go. New AC compressor, New air filter, coolant temp sensor. Like, I can't even remember the amount of stuff. Did the headliner in the car, rebuilt the radio amplifier, common on these cars. Gee whiz. I told you I did the AC compressor. I lost track of the things that I've done. But one thing I can say is she's ready to go. She's a turnkey car. It's taken me a little while on this one because I really wanted to sort this car out to be something that someone could just turn the key, drive, and enjoy. I think I mentioned we did 4 new tires on it as well. But she is just a really nice example. Now, again, like I said, higher mileage than what I typically have, 86,000 miles, but the condition of this car kind of reminds me of that Chicago triple white D Elegance I had about a year ago. Somebody loved it. I mean, just look at the condition of the top on this. The stitching is beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous example of this car. And I just love the color combination. The white with the navy top, navy interior, the silver cladding. Just really a classy car. It's funny what one of these cloth tops will do to change the look of these cars. And sometimes you'll see these tops like my 90 Brougham in my collection where they remove the vinyl and just put cloth over it. This isn't that. This is actually a shell. You can see the ribs in it. It's a hard fiberglass shell. It also has a filler panel over here. Over the quarter windows, they blocked it off on the inside, kind of give it a little bit more of a limousine-like look. Then they put this cool, stitched Cadillac emblem, and then the designer series. It's just a phony, gimmicky thing, but really sharp. You got this little finish cord here, and then one right up on the top, on the front here. But then they also brought the cloth right down the side here on these A-pillars. Really nice, and you can tell this thing has lived in a garage. Just the condition of the top, the fibers and everything, just really nice shape. So that top really sets it off and really makes it look different, because all these came with a vinyl top. They all had the ported quarter window here with the vinyl covering. So this just kind of gives it a nice look. They were able to wrap the stainless up and around, and then you kind of got this even more shrunken rear window with the stitching around it. And you can see the thickness there of, that fiberglass shell to really give it a unique look. Really nice top they did on this car. So I loved it as soon as I saw this car. I didn't care about the mileage. I said, this car has been loved, cherished, one owner car. I looked up their house. It was a custom built ranch out in the suburbs of Chicago. They custom built it new. Like, if you can picture the people that would own this car, and you see the house, and you see the house is original. I mean, the kitchen was original, the bathrooms are original, but they were pristine. And you don't see that anymore. You don't see that pride in ownership. It just doesn't happen anymore. And the houses they build today, they don't last like this house lasted and this car lasted. So now, with all that out of the way, I'm going to go around. I have my pointer finger here. We're going to point out a few minor blemishes. Again, really a nice car for 86,000 miles. Really nice. You can see all the bright work on the front end of this car. It looks absolutely beautiful. The impact strips are in beautiful shape. This car still has all the original filler panels on it. And when I got it still had the original headliner. Again, those nice northern cars, Chicago car, all the impact strips are beautiful. The side cladding, super nice. Not dried out, not dry rotting from the inside out like your typical southern car, a car out of Georgia or the Carolinas. Heat and humidity get to those impact strips. That's why you see these cars down south, and I know you guys down south have seen it, with all these rubber moldings missing. The fillers are long gone. This car is a very nice original car. So all that stuff is in beautiful shape. The chrome, the bright work, the paint, 92, so we got base clear paint. Really sharp unit. Headlights nice and clear. The beautiful chrome bezels are in beautiful shape. I know you can see little ding right down on the bottom here. It looks like it's scuffed up against something green. Probably Nana bumping into something in the garage. Nice bright work on the front end. Headlights, corner lights, all nice and clean. And again, those impact strips, beautiful shape. Maybe just a minor little scuff here or there. You got the navy blue pinstripe going down the side. The Cadillac fiber optic headlight monitoring system, really cool how Cadillac did this. I mean, a similar setup to like the 80s versions, but the 9092 didn't have the dual seal beam headlights. They had this just one composite with the combination high-low beam. So instead of having 3 little indicators, you just have 2. You have a turn signal or, you know, parking light, and then you have the inner one that is for just the headlight. Where the 80, 89, I think even the 70s would have 3, one for the headlight, one for the high beam. Beautiful original paint on the hood here. Nice original stainless trim, not polished, not anything crazy done to the car. Just really, really nice. Presents really well. Coloring on this crest, I would say, is decent. Not super bright red, but very, very acceptable. Not all like sun bleached out and totally faded. Now it's going to be hard for me to show, but I know there was a couple little dings. I'm looking over on the other side, and I think I see one. There was a couple little minor dings. Like you can see one right somewhere right in there, and another one right there on the hood. Wheel arch trim looks good. A little chip looks like it was touched up there at one point on the inner fender. Brand new Iron Man white wall tires, nice wire locking hubcaps. Like I said, new shocks in the front. Looks like we got a smudge here that I missed. All the silver cladding down the side. It looks real good. You know, just a few little light scuffs. Nothing too crazy. A little light scuff right there. All the bright work around the windshield all looks good. The leading edge of the roof. Now, I think you can kind of see under there. You can see that old white vinyl top. So yeah, they put this cap right over the original white vinyl top. And then they put these panels in here. I believe this is the original windshield. We'll go around the other side here. See, the last time that it was air inspected. Next test in September of 96. I don't know why this is 08. Expires last day 12 of 96. And maybe that's not a date. Oh yeah, 92 1 of 08, that's not a date. So I don't know what that's all about. I don't know what this sticker's for. Just, I always leave stuff like that on there. Yeah, and look at how nice the top is. That beautiful blue with the white stitching going down the seam here. And then they kind of bring the stitching right down here to that designer series emblem. All the bright work around here looks great. Even the window sweeps, all in a nice shape, no cracks in any of the sweeps. I believe only one of the opera lights work on these. Whenever I offer these cars, I never guarantee those opera lights to work because 9 times out of 10 they don't, but I do believe one side does work. Chrome mirror is in nice shape, heated power. Then you get that blue stripe running down the side. Couple little chips on the door edge guard, I guess doing what the door edge guard's supposed to do. Couple little minor marks where you can see it got caught. That door molding, little scuff right there. All the chrome on the door handles are in really nice shape. Get another new Iron Man white wall, nice wire cap. Chrome is all in beautiful shape. All the way down here. Now the only one flaw with this top is you can see this like scuff in it. And it didn't cut it, it's just something rubbed just enough to kind of make like, I don't know, almost like a scuff. It looks way worse. You can kind of see this scuff here. I didn't try anything to try to get it out. It almost reminds me of something that, like, I don't know, something hit it quickly and scuffed it. And I want to say did like a transfer of material here, like maybe like a plastic, because it didn't tear or harm the fabric, but something kind of like made an impression there. Come around the back of the window here. See again, all the stitching around the back glass is beautiful. You get the custom trim around here. You even still have the tag from when the installer installed it here. Got a little bug taking a ride with us. What's up, pal? What are you, one of them stink bugs? I don't know. Stripe comes down the side. You get the Brougham quarter emblems. Again, these are original filler panels on this car. Oh, great, I got a motorcyclist coming to say hi to me. Pinstripe coming down to the quarter, but just all in really, really nice shape. Beautiful paint on this car. You can see how clean that is. Come up over the deck lid here. You can see very, very nice shape. Deck lid on this car. Now I think there was a couple little dings in the deck lid here. You can see, yeah, right, one there and one right here as well. Just two little minor dings. Guess just a quick visit. It's probably in his way anyways. Deck lid, again, that nice navy stripe. And color on the emblems, good, not fantastic. I mean, if you really wanted to freshen it up, you could put new emblems on it with that nice deep coloring, but I would say they're very acceptable for what they are. Tail lights are in nice shape. I think I did have to replace one of them. This side had a slight hairline crack. I replaced that. You know, but look at how nice this chrome is. Beautiful chrome on this car. Rear impact strip. Beautiful shape. This is the 305 5-liter, so 91, 92 is a small block Chevy. Fuel injected, throttle body fuel injected. V8. This, again, these are the original fillers here. You can see this one's surviving, but you got a few little stress cracks just coming in on the corners here. This bottom one is in good shape. I elected to leave them on. They are the original fillers. We have locking gas cap, and I left this on there. I can see in there there's another set of GM keys that pop taped to the inside of the fuel lid. I thought that was kind of cool. I said I'll just leave them in there. Again, original quarter fillers, really nice shape, nice gloss to them. I don't know what that is. Little, actually, that's tree sap. The heck did that come from? I gotta get that off when we get back to the shop. I didn't even notice that before. And wheel arches are all in nice shape. Wire locking hubcaps. New white wall tires. Beautiful navy cloth top. Upgrade. This vehicle is equipped with a theft warning system. It does have the factory anti-theft, and then it did have an aftermarket. I think it had one of those low jack or column locking things, which I removed, but it does have another alarm system. I'll show you that as well. I haven't touched it or screwed around with it, but it is there. See a couple little nicks right in the silver there. I think the door edge, yeah, a little chip right. Oh, where am I? Yep, there we are. Right, a little chip right there. This one's in pretty good shape. Couple little scuffs on the edge of the silver down here. And all the stainless, a little dent right there. All the stainless is really nice and bright, no oxidation. And then those window sweeps are all in nice shape. With a beautiful chrome mirror. Factory power antenna. Little chip guy there, touched up. Yeah, solar PPG glass. I thought this was kind of cool. Original or old from the previous owner. Original from the previous owner, not original to the car. Just a cool, like, political sticker. Obviously, there was some type of government worker of some type. Legislative assistant. Now, this car was owned by a couple who you don't find anymore. A couple that's probably was married for 50 or 60 years, and you just don't see that anymore. Iron Man white wall tire. Those are day coated. Well, they're pretty new. 23. So yeah, 41st week of 23. Little guy right there. A little marring right there on the silver, but silver looks good. And this car is just a really nice driving quality car, like above average for 86,000 miles, but not a car that you got to worry about putting miles on. That's sometimes a challenge when it comes to these cars and having collector type cars, is you buy one with 20,000 miles. You don't want to put any miles. Well, most people don't want to put it. There's some people who just don't care. And I'm kind of in between. Like, I get it, but at the same time, you got to drive it and enjoy it, or what's the point of having it? But I'm the worst person to advocate for that, because, I mean, you see all my cars in my garage that I have and I don't drive, but that's because I have these. And I drive these, so like, I have a white Brougham with a blue cloth top, so I got to drive this one to sort it out. Why would I drive mine? Not that I'm trying to save mine, but it's just, I can only drive one at one time. I only live 20 minutes from my shop. So this is the one I drive. I put 600 miles on this one. I probably haven't put 600 miles on mine in my entire time of having it for the last 4 or 5 years. But you get what I'm saying. 86,000 miles. You can drive it, enjoy it, not worry about the mileage on this car. Have a really good looking Cadillac 92 Brougham, last year that they offered it. It's such a pretty car. I'm very excited to show it to you. All right, now let's get on to the inside of this 92 Brougham. All right, jumping on to the inside of the Brougham here. You can see a beautiful navy leather interior in this car. And really, really clean. Again, Chicago car, but very, very clean. All the door jambs and everything. Look at how nice. No rust or anything starting in the jambs. Typically, you see that down on like the bottom of the seam here. And you can even still see like the anodizing on the latch. 12/91 was the date of production, or month and date of year of production. Nice crack-free driver's door armrest. Funny story with this armrest. It was cracked when it came in, but I actually had a blue armrest that didn't have any cracks, and I replaced this armrest. And I made a post on my Facebook about this armrest, because I get a lot of people that call me for parts, and I will sell some of the parts that I have. I have amassed years, 20, 25 years worth of collecting parts for these cars, whether they're parts cars or I've bought new old stock parts. And I always get people to call and ask, and some stuff I'll sell, some stuff I won't. And something like this I would never sell, because I know someday I'm going to use it. And on this particular car, this was the day and time I needed this part. And I knew they're rare. I know they're hard to find. And every now and again, I'll get someone to call me and say, hey, do you have this? And I'm better off to say no, even though I do. But I tell them I do, but I'm not looking to part with it because of the rarity. And I've had people get upset with me or offended that I wouldn't sell parts, but there's no value I could put on that. If I sold that armrest and then I got this car needing an armrest, then what do I do? So I made a post about that, and I had obviously a lot of people supporting me, but you know, it wasn't really a rant. I guess it was a rant. Inside the jam here, nice and clean. It is missing the little Brougham, a little tag that goes here. It's like glued in from the factory. Actually, this is a little bit of plastic still. There's some on the other side too, from the original like plastic matting that would cover the carpeting. A little bit of wear here, but all in good shape. All the door gaskets, nice and soft on this car. I don't really see anywhere, maybe a little bit right here where it's torn, but overall, real nice. Chrome looks good. Some of the chrome around the switches, you get a little bit of kind of like, I mean, they're plastic, so it's not corrosion, but just a little yuckiness. But all the switches, the locks, power seats. I serviced the recliners on both of them here. And this is 86,000 miles. I mean, really, really nice. Shows, you know, some typical wear, a little bit of color loss right there, you know, from getting in and out. But overall, very, very nice. Nice soft leather, nice center armrest. Leather wrapped wheel is in, I would say, good shape. Not perfect. You can see some scarring right here where it probably caught a belt buckle or something. But not all kind of twisty and nasty, like dead rolled up skin. All the chrome here, we'll get into that just a minute. Beautiful dash pad, you know, stuff like dash pads, door armrests, really nice chrome, rear bumpers, stuff like that I never sell, because you just can't get it. I mean, you know, I have new old stock door handles. I have new old stock trim that I've collected over the years for occasions like this car came in, I needed a taillight. I mean, taillights are a little bit more common, but if I sold all my taillights and I needed a taillight, I'd have to go on eBay and spend 150, 200 bucks and buy another taillight. That's the other crazy thing, is every now and again, when I do have something that I'll sell, nobody wants to pay. Everybody thinks everything should be 10 bucks. Like, this is a pick-apart junkyard. Like, hey, I need a taillight or a corner light for my 1992 Brougham. Those corner lights are probably $250 bucks for a really nice one on eBay. That's the going rate. I'm not going to sell it for 10 or 15. You know, it's nuts what people think 30-year-old pristine original parts should be worth. Really nice door panels in here. All the chrome around here looks good. A little bit of light surface in there. Someone commented in my last video of the 92, the silver 91 Brougham. It had a little bit of surface rust in one of the ashtrays, and they said, oh, you should have painted them. I don't like hiding stuff like that. If that's how it is, that's how it is. You know, that's just nature of the beast. You know, that's the car. I mean, yeah, I guess I could have painted it, but I didn't want to cover anything up. Really cool. You can see where the headliner flowed into this. Now, I did redo this headliner in this car. I did the whole headliner, these rear sail panels, and I also recovered these panels here. I think it's kind of cool. Kind of gives you that little bit more of a limousine look, widens that seat pillar. I really like it. I think it's pretty cool. You can see all inside here, and the jams looks good. All the trim back here looks good. Carpeting is a nice shape. Navy leather in the back here. All looks good. I know now I'll get comments about parts and stuff like that, but I just wanted, I guess, to make a point because I do get a lot of people to call. And if I don't have the part, or if it's something I'm not willing to sell, I have contacts that I put people in contact with. I do have guys that do sell parts for these. So I don't mind helping in that way, but if I have it and I won't sell it, I just try not to get offended by it. It's not that I don't love you, it's just I love my Broughams, and I have a lot of them, and I will continue to have a lot of them, so I'm gonna need them, and I'm gonna need the parts. Again, all the weather stripping looks good. These panels redone. The little Brougham lock knobs. Now see, that one looks beautiful. That one's a nice clean ashtray. Perfect. Seat backs all look good. Yeah, I just like the look of that. It kind of gives it a nice formal look. Back there, with little map reading lights. These are not courtesy lights. A lot of people think that they're courtesy lights. They're just little map lights. Pleated leather. You know, all the map back pockets are nice and tight. Carpeting looks good. Again, inside these jams, it's just crazy how clean this is. 86,000 miles and Chicago owned. I mean, look at how nice the jams are. You know, as far as rust goes. Again, here you can still see a few little spots of that plastic. You know, that dealer plastic wrap, like from the factory. Probably tucks underneath here. I bet if you took this off, there'd be a nice little strip you can pull off. Passenger seat looks good. See a little bit of maybe couple little stress cracks there, and then this guy looks like it might be a little loose right there. But all the stuff here came in this console. It is missing the cup holder. It does have the coin holder. 16 greatest hits of Patti Page. I've never even heard of Patti Page. 50s music on a burned disc. Oh, that actually probably goes in there. Another 50s music. The banjos that destroyed the world. And then what is this? Hawaiian 30 favorites, Don Ho. Interesting. people I've never heard of in my life before. Carpeting all looks good. Some light staining right there, but overall very good. We got the litter bin. Again, I did service these recliners, so those all work perfectly. You can see the dash pad here is in beautiful shape, no cracks, not dried out. All the wood tone, everything all looks good. This door panel, again, looks great. Nice armrest, all the switches. We have dual power seats, windows, locks, all that good stuff. Really nice shape. The leather, again, nice, soft. You know, shows a little bit of creasing and wear, but nothing excessive. All right, let's jump on the wheel. All right, I always like to show you what I got for keys and books and all the little extra things. In this case, I have 3 sets of keys here, and then I showed you earlier in the video where there's another set of GM keys taped to the inside of the gas lid. 2 old school Cadillac dealer keychains here. You got Heritage Cadillac out of Lombard, Illinois, which I think is the coolest. It's got this old, you know, period correct crest and wreath. And then there's another one with the old crest and wreath. And then this one is a different deal. This is Maloney Cadillac out of Elmhurst, Illinois. 2 sets of gold keys and 1 GM set. Now, the other thing I was mentioning about an alarm, this has got this samurai alarm. And actually, this thing does work. You push a button and it, you know, the light, and it does whatever. I even got the instructions, the samurai remote control security system. I thought it was kind of cool that it came with that still. And I assume this is a replacement battery, although it's probably old. Yeah, this battery expired in 2016. Got the original green colored hubcap key. The original 92 Brougham Cadillac style gold key cassette still in the cellophane. And then the Cadillac style audio cassette in the cellophane. And then the original owner's manual. And it looks like we have in the back here, this is the envelope where the gold keys would have been in, but obviously they had them cut. Some people leave them in there and never use them. Put the key in here. And you can see you get the telltale strip lighting up. 86,602 miles. Fires right up. Now this is, again, the 305 small block Chevy, fuel injected, not 307. It's unbelievable how many people say, oh, it's a 5 liter, so that means it's a 307. No, it's not. I feel like an idiot that I have to repeat myself every time I get one of these things in, but unfortunately I have to because everybody assumes. In that silver 91, I had somebody on my Facebook say, oh, too bad it's got that shitty 307. And I said, what 307? And when they realized they made a stupid comment before knowing anything, they're like, oh, well, if it's got a 305, that's the same thing. I'm like, oh my God, I hate ignorant people. Cruise control, we'll try that out when we hit the highway. Got the twilight sentinel wipers, horn, tilt, telescoping wheel. Whoop. Like I said, 86,602. It just clicked 86 when I got it in, so I put about 600 miles on this car. One of the other things that I had to do was I had to rebuild the radio amp. You got the power antenna, goes up and down there. Ice cold air, new AC compressor. It was already retrofitted previous to me getting the car, but it needed a new compressor. It had the original Harrison that was leaking. One thing I noticed coming here to do pictures, you can see a little chunk missing out of this chrome vent. I will replace that when I get it back to the shop. I already showed you what was in there. Let's pop the trunk. Even it, where'd it go? Did it suck the trunk back down? I don't know what happens. Oh no, it's open. Pop the hood. Inside the trunk here, you can see nice clean trunk jams. Very, very nice. It did have, you can see this little spot where you got a little hole, a couple little holes drilled in there. Right inside, you can see they put a little, like a little switch that hit the trunk. I think it was part of the anti-theft system. Again, I removed some of that. It was like one of those Chapman systems. It was different from that Samurai system. I removed all that just because it looked stupid, and I didn't want something stupid to go wrong with it. It does have the original floor mats, light soiling in the floor mats. You can see there, a little stain right there. It does have the original Cadillac trunk mat, and that is in really great shape. Original spare down there. It does have the trunk pull down, all the weather stripping here, locking gas door off the central locking system. Trunk pull down works perfectly. You can see nice tidy engine bay here. Replacement upper radiator hose. This is a newer radiator. I don't believe I put a radiator in this. We did do belts, AC compressor, intake gasket, air cleaner, air filter for the air cleaner, PCV valve, EGR valve, plugs, wires, cap, all that stuff, flush the coolant, new Delco battery. I did tell you the timing change, we're going to replace that, even though technically I guess it didn't have to be done. When they did that, they also had to do the oil pan gasket, because to pull the timing cover off, you had to pull the oil pan. So oil pan gasket, we'll show you the bottom side and show you all that stuff in just a minute. Look how beautiful this car is. All right, let's take it for a spin. All right, pop her down into gear, and we're gonna take her for a spin. Do a real quick reflection check. Oh yeah, how you doing? I absolutely love this car. I love the top on this car. In fact, I love cloth tops on these cars so much. Funny story. I don't typically care for that antelope beige color that these Broughams were available in. I know some people love it. I just typically don't like it. But I have one in my collection that I will not come off of. And my friend Sergio, good friend and customer of mine, has asked a million times to me to sell that car. I've had tons of people ask, but if I ever was to sell it, I'd sell it to Sergio, because I know it would be in a fantastic collection. But I typically don't like that color, but that car has a brown cloth top on it, like a chocolate brown top, and that just gives it that look, that different look that I just absolutely adore. So now I love the combination. I don't like the color, but I love the combination, if that makes any sense. And then another funny part of my collection is I always was a stickler to say, like, you can never have two of the same car, the same color. So I have 5 1992 Broughams in my collection, all the elegances. And the first one that I've had the longest, since I was like back in high school, I have a 91 Brougham d'Elegance. White car, white velour, blue velour interior, white top. And I was always, can never have the same color combo. Can never have, like, if I'm gonna collect cars, I gotta have at least different colors. Well, that car, I had another one come to me, another white 90 d'Elegance with blue velour d'Elegance interior, but has a blue top like this. And again, I'm like, oh my God, I love the blue top on that car. And I remember when I bought it, my dad's like, you're gonna keep this? I thought you always said, you know, you can't have two white 90 Broughams. I'm like, but Dad, this one's got a blue top on it. So technically it's not the same. It's different, just like this is different. And I love the top on this car because it gives you that totally different look, that different, it just changes the look, just a color, the hard shell top, it just gives it a real unique look, and I love it. And then add those covered quarter windows. That just goes to really change it even more, and I love it. So that was my little rant about cloth tops on cars. All right, so let's hit the highway. Try that cruise control. Other thing that I did as I sit here, I remember I replaced both front window motors. They were getting tired. They were having a hard time going up. So I replaced both of those as well. You can still get those, AC Delco. You can get a lot of Delco parts for this car. We did Delco shocks in it. You can Delco fuel pumps. I think Delco or Delphi. You can get Delco water pumps, even though the water pumps are like made in China now. It's sad though, but I mean everything, I think for the most part is, you know, made in China. All right, let's merge on to here. Oh, it's in the road. Oh, that's cottonwood. Oh, someone lost a box. All right. We got cruise is on and cruise is engaged and holding. 61 miles an hour. I'll shut that off. Anyways, this is the 92 Brougham. Let's go back to the shop and we'll put it up in the air. Let you have a look at the bottom side of it and show you it's actually a really clean car for a Chicago car. All right, without further ado, let's go back to the shop. We'll teleport back, show you the bottom side. All right, bottom side of the 92 Cadillac Brougham. You can see here, pretty clean car for an old Chicago car. A little bit of surface rust on the gas tank. Some minor surface rust on the trunk pan, like bracing for the gas tank. But all the lower quarters, super nice, both inside and outside. Apparently dusty, not rusty. Some surface rust on the rear axle. Looks like we got so much stuff in this car. New rear wheel cylinders, shoes, both sides. Newer replacement AC Delco air shocks, not something that I had done. New fuel pump, strainer, new fuel filter. New front shocks, both sides, tires all the way around, new starter, oil pan gasket, timing chain. You can see a little bit of surface rust going on up here, but basically all just surface. Floors all look good. Few little minor spots of surface rust, but all in all, I would say pretty nice. That is the 92 Cadillac Brougham. Any questions? Give me a call. 978-930-1004. And there you have it. That is the bottom of the 92 Brougham. Like I said, pretty clean for a Chicago car. A lot of people always assume that, you know what, if it was in Chicago, it's got to be a rust bucket. It's not always the case. If the cars are not winter driven, you know me, I've said it a million times, and I'll keep saying it. A non-winter driven car, probably one of the best examples if it's a northern car, because all the gaskets and filler panels and stuff are in the best shape they can be, and they're not all dried out like our southern counterparts, although the southern cars just naturally don't rust, but a little bit of combination of no winter driving and the northern climate can really keep a car like this in nice shape. We're actually not going to take a left up yellow like I typically do. Got to go pick up some car parts with Papa Bear. Anyways, any questions about this car? 978-930-1004 is my number. Anthony here, Specialty Motorcars.net, located in Pelham, New Hampshire. 978-930-1004 again is my number. You can go over to my website, specialtymotorcars.net. Check out all the still pictures of this car. Check me out on Instagram, Specialty Motorcars NH, or over on Facebook. I always do my sneak peeks. In fact, if you follow me on either of those platforms, you would have known a couple days ago that this car was getting photographed to be offered for sale now. So that's kind of like my sneak peek when you get to see, ooh, hello, how you doing? How you doing? Yeah, you guys all know what I'm looking at. I see the driver's side mirror is all yellowed over, so I don't know if that's a well-loved town car, but hey, it's a town car and it exists. Anyways, 978-930-1004. Price point on this car, going to be $16,995. Any questions? Again, 978-930-1004. I hope I said that slow enough, because I do get people to call and complain that I never put my phone number in my ads, and I always put my phone number in my ads, and I always say it multiple times. So 978-930-1004. Let me know what you think down in the comments. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. I'm getting oh so close to 90. No, I've hit 90,000. I'm getting so close to 100,000 subscribers. If you are not one, I would absolutely appreciate if you hit that little subscribe button, hit the bell, give me a thumbs up. You know the deal with YouTube. This isn't your first rodeo. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll talk to you on the next one.